Three, take three.
The main unit is filming Maureen Lipman as the Wire inside the old TV studio, where she would actually have done it if she'd really been Sylvia Peters or one of those people.
Oh, dear. Has our little plan gone horribly wrong, Doctor? This is the place where television began, and so historically you can smell the buzz in this room. You really can feel the electricity.
The role of the Wire in episode 7 is based on the archetypal BBC presenter, and everything's incredibly proper. We wanted an actress who'd have some fun with it, but who'd also be able to command authority and be properly scary. And Maureen Lipman combined those two things perfectly.
Now, are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. It's quite good to be able to just go around the Conte Valley Palais and be absolutely nasty, really horrible, horrid.
I knew as soon as she said, I shall consume you, Doctor, that she knows what to do in these circumstances.
Mark was on set a lot of the time, which is just wonderful to have the writer there. You can never go back, that's your tragedy. That's personal to Magpie?
No, it's about
the general for
mankind,
the world.
Yeah, humankind.
That
they're forging ahead regardless of consequence, I think.
Mark writes these fantastic characters like Magpie.
Please. You're burning me. Inside. Behind my eyes.
There's a goodness that comes out in his characters then. There's a marvellous faded elegance about Magpie.
He describes, this man who's kind of been disappointed by life. He's sat there in his vest, kind of in his little shop. And it's incredibly evocative and incredibly detailed.
Well, the thing is, Detective Inspector Bishop, how do you know my name? It's written inside your collar.
There's a particular scene between Bishop and the Doctor, which is an interrogation scene, and it's essentially an inversion joke. He starts with a light in the Doctor's face, saying, tell me everything you know, and by the end, the Doctor is standing up and he's sitting down, and the Doctor's saying,
start from the beginning. Tell me everything you know.
It was just trying to work out what the tipping point was where the Doctor could rise and Bishop would sit down.
Quickly, where was she before this happened?
Seeing it realised is always a curious one. It's never quite the way you imagine.
This is the scene of my death, where I get fried, because I suddenly then, having been the intermediary of the servant of the monster, of Maureen Lipman, well, she orders me to kill Doctor Who, and I say, no, I'm not going to do it. And she fries me with electric pulses and things like that.
You promised me peace!
Then peace you shall have.
Magpie's on that bit, isn't he, at this point? We're shooting on the helipad in Cardiff today. There are a few technical issues with when we're looking down on the transmitter. We need to contain the actors within a green screen. It's a composite shot involving 2 or 3 elements, a matte painting based on a live-action element of Alexandra Palace, shots of the Doctor and Magpie on a part of the transmitter.
I was expecting it would be one of those days when you were harnessed up with endless kind of safety wires, which is always a bit boring, frankly. But because we were only on a stretch of full pylon, which was only about 20 feet tall, we were allowed to climb up and down it relatively freely.
Just climbing, there's no lines in this bit, is there?
No.
You become very precious about lines, particularly lines you love, and it's always awkward if you feel they've gone. But in the end, it's not cut for malicious reasons.
There was a lot of wonderful stuff in Mark's script which didn't make the final cut just because there was too much of it. There's some fantastic speeches that I had that we just never got to film because it was such a rich and full episode.
Cutting stuff is just an economy, and it's a briskness, and it's a confidence, actually. It says this is working.
The natural enemy of all writers is blank paper. It's what offends us and scares us the most in the whole world.
The best way to overcome it, I found, is just to write, and it means you write quite a lot of nonsense at first, but you just have to kind of plough through that.
In any other drama, you type scene 1, day, street, or scene 2, pub, scene 3, bedroom, and with Doctor Who, you're sitting there going, you could be on a space station or a different planet.
The brief was a 50s story, quite rock and roll.
Is there any other way to go, Daddy-O?
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.